starvation is spreading. We had a formal IPC report a few weeks ago already pointing to the entire population being acutely food insecure and 500,000 people in starvation. And since then, certainly, it hasn't gotten better. If anything, it's much worse now. Malnutrition is surging. You might have seen the numbers from UNICEF, 90,000 children now in urgent need of treatment for malnutrition. 1 in 3 people in Gaza go for days without eating. And I mean, I think it's important also to point to the displacement situation. You know, I've said before that, you know, I've met families who've moved maybe 2-3 times. You know, now it's a situation where I meet families who've moved 2-3 times in the past 10 days. They've moved 20 or 30 times. And obviously every time they are able to bring less and the margins to survive become slimmer. But secondly, also our ability to respond, to assist as humanitarians have never been more constrained. Of course, it was more constrained during the 80 days we were not able to get anything in. But in terms of having some assistance in and being able to operate, I've never seen the situation like it is now. And the first issue is obviously the amount that we are able to bring in. It's just a fraction of what's needed. For a period after that blockade was lifted, we were able to maybe do 20-30 trucks per day. I mean, that's far from enough, and it has driven up the prices of any basic commodity. When I was on the ground last week, the price of a kilo of wheat flour was over $25. The operating environment also for our teams is just impossible. Some 85% now of the territory, there is active military operations. Our teams get stuck in waiting for clearances and at checkpoints, often spending between 15 to 20 hours straight in their armed vehicles, trying to escort our convoys. There is not enough fuel. There is not enough spare parts to our vehicles. Most of the windows in our armored vehicles have been damaged, and we don't have basic communication. Radio antennas from our cars have been ripped off, and so if you are more than 20 meters away from each other, we don't have proper communication, and that you know is really an issue when you are in this kind of environments. We have been actively engaging with the Israeli authorities over the past few weeks. I was there. I met with them at different levels. There were some agreements in terms of improving the condition. They hear us that what we're doing now cannot continue. There were commitments around volumes, around faster movements, around not having IDF present when we move our convoys or through our distributions, our ability to do direct distribution with different kinds of poor food partials were recognized, and also the fact that we need some of these basic equipments to do our work. We are ready to do that again. We have enough food on the borders to deliver to the entire population for some 2 months. But obviously we need that ceasefire, and we need conditions within that ceasefire, and I think that's important. There was last time around a humanitarian protocol. I would imagine that there is again going to be a humanitarian protocol, and it's important that the provision in that protocol allows for all routes to open up.